welcome to this week's weekly Pan-African News Roundup on the Kente Business Journal. Here we serve you with all the major news headlines across Africa and the African diaspora. My name is Rahel Akusa-Redua Opoku.
In today's headlines, Nigeria go to the polls in 10th presidential election. Still in Nigeria, the president has ordered closure of land borders till voting is over. And in Kenya, the country is experiencing its worst drought in decades. Now the news in details. The Nigerians are at the polls today for a crucial presidential vote that will see the country's next leader elected. The hotly contested poll is being held simultaneously with voting for representatives of the country's parliament. Incumbent APC President Muhammadu Buhari is term limited and cannot seek re-election for a third term. 3 out of 18 candidates stand a realistic chance of winning the presidency today. Bola Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi each believe they can win the election in Africa's most populous state. Polls open today in Nigeria in what will be Africa's largest democratic exercise. About 93 million Nigerians in a country of 200 million people are registered to vote, but only 87 million are holders of a permanent voter card, a main requirement to cast a ballot. The Electoral Commission said ballots will be counted at polling places at the close of voting and transmitted electronically in real time to the independent National Electoral Commission result viewing portal, the first of its kind in Nigeria, the Commission tells CNN. To win, a candidate must garner a sufficient number of ballots to meet the 25% vote spread in 24 of Nigeria's 36 states. In the absence of this, a second round runoff between the top 2 candidates will be held within 21 days. Nigeria has ordered the closure of all its land borders during today's tightly contested elections. The directive is meant to ensure that the elections are free, fair and devoid of anomalies, the Nigeria Immigration Service has said. The presidential and parliamentary elections are reported to be the most tightly contested since military rule ended in 1999. The Immigration Service said it has seized 6,000 voters' cards and other Nigerian identification documents from illegal immigrants in the run-up to the elections. President Muhammadu Buhari has early on Thursday urged security services to be firm and courageous in the election period and warned against riots after the announcement of election results. One of the most popular mobility app in Africa, Bolt, has declared plans to spend 500 million euros in the continent over the next 2 years. It says more than 300,000 additional drivers and couriers will have the opportunity to join the platform in 2023 from its expansion of services throughout Africa. The company claims it has provided more than 1 billion trips throughout Africa, anticipating that over 1 million drivers will be using the platform by the end of the next 6 months. The company's founder and CEO Marcus Velick says the corporate travel division, Bolt Business, will provide nearby companies with secure, cost-effective options for the employees to travel and will offer massive potential to create new jobs and income opportunities for drivers and couriers. After gaining successfully all essential regulatory clearances, including the assent of the government of Ghana's minority shareholder, Vodafone Group plc has finalized the transfer of its 70% majority stake in Vodafone Ghana to the Telecel Group. The conclusion of the argument for Telecel Group to purchase Vodafone Ghana gives a chance for additional innovation and the continuous provision of unmatched services to Ghanaians. Vodafone Ghana's operations, along with those of its 3 subsidiaries, National Communication Backbone Company Limited, Vodafone Ghana Mobile Financial Services Limited and the Vodafone Ghana Foundation, will continue unabatedly while embracing exciting new opportunities. According to Maleka Tracy, Telecel Group COO, this acquisition is a testament to their enthusiasm and positive outlook for the Ghanaian market, which they view as a vital market with unlimited potential for digitalization and innovation in Africa. And in Kenya, the country is experiencing its worst drought in decades. The past 5 rainy seasons have all been poor and thus led to millions of livestock dying, as well as the destruction of many farmers' crop harvest. And now climatologists say the next rainy season will be poor also. This means around 22 million people are at risk of severe hunger in Ethiopia, Kenya and Somalia. The war in Ukraine has also had an effect limiting crucial grain export to Africa and elsewhere. According to the United Nations World Food Programme, Even if it does rain this year, the sheer scale and magnitude of suffering already seen means that it will take many years for people in the region to recover. Burkina Faso's revolutionary leader Thomas Sankara was reburied Thursday, 8 years after his body was exhumed as part of an investigation. Sankara's body and those of the 12 people died with him were reburied at the site of his assassination, which has since become a memorial for Sankara featuring a life-size statue of the former leader pumping his fist in the air. Soldiers and community leaders paid tribute during a ceremony on Thursday. Sankara and the others were gunned down in the capital Ouagadougou during a 1987 coup and buried hastily, their bodies only allowed to be dug up in 2015 after the ousting of former President Blaise Compaoré. Sankara, a charismatic Marxist leader with a reputation as Africa's Che Guevara, came to power in 1983 at the age of 33 after he and Blaise led a leftist coup that overthrew a moderate military faction. But in 1987, Blaise turned on his former friend in a coup in which he seized power and then ruled the country for 30 years. While Sankara's family was happy that he was finally laid to rest, they said the place of burial was like a slap in the face because of the horrors that occurred there. And in Tunisia, President Kais Saied has denounced undocumented sub-Saharan African immigration to his country on Tuesday, saying the action was aimed at changing Tunisia's demographic makeup. Speaking in a meeting with the National Security Council, in comments the president later published online, Saied said the undeclared goal of the successive waves of illegal immigration is to consider Tunisia a purely African country that has no affiliation to the Arab and Islamic nations. Tunisian rights group, which had this week already condemned what they call hate speech directed at African migrants, said the president's comments were racist. Recent social media campaigns in Tunisia have urged authorities to stop African migrants traveling through Tunisia on their way to Europe or settling in the country, as thousands have done. Tunisian authorities have this month cracked down on migrants, detaining dozens of them. Said in his comments that parties whom he did not name had over the past decade settled African migrants in Tunisia in return for money. Said has said his actions were legal and necessary to save Tunisia from chaos.
And that will be all for this week's weekly Pan-African News Roundup on the Kente Business Journal. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell to stay updated always. You can also follow us on our social media platforms. Catch you next weekend.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel Kente Business Journal TV and press the notification bell to stay updated always.